Well, hello. Today I thought I would do a request, which was what I did when I was in Flagstaff, Arizona. And instead of showing myself, because my computer it doesn't work correctly, I found a walking tour of Flag, and so I thought I would show you what I did so you can see it as we go along. This is an experiment. Just keep in mind, folks, that I'm not a professional, don't pretend to be. I'm just a traveler, just doing what regular videos. So here we go, and as I go along, I will tell you what I know and what I did. This is in Flagstaff, Arizona. I will have the full video of this walking tour, because we're only going to do a small section. I will have the full video of this walking tour in the description box below so you can see it for yourself. So going out west, if maybe a visual will help a lot of people. Okay, here we go. We always have to have ads. Okay, this is the train station. I don't remember seeing that sculpture there. The Visitor Center, Flagstaff train station. This is where I came in. Was supposed to come in late afternoon. Train was late, pulled in at 1 o'clock in the morning. One thing I didn't know, and I just read about recently about Flagstaff, is that they don't have all the bright lights and whatnot of a town or a city. It's an echo green type of city. So it was rather dark to get to my hotel, which was across the street, down the street. Never been here before. So what I would suggest to you, if you take the train and something like that happened to you, you can stay in the train station is open all night long. You can stay there until it gets light, or don't travel alone. Other people on the train went in other directions from where I was, so that was something right there. But this is the Amtrak station / visitor center in Flagstaff. It is also on Route 66, the historical Route 66. This is what Flag looks like. That's the busy road. I'm going to turn the camera. This is why I did not rent a car. I canceled my car reservation. It's the main drag. A lot of traffic goes up and down that highway. Visitor Center on the left. Spent most of my time, I actually spent most of my time walking up and down the street and staying there. Pull this back. Let's see if you can see what's. This tells the history of Flag. Now I'm going to stop it right here. On the other side, now that does say motel. I didn't go and see that. That is not where I stayed. I stayed on this side of the train track, where the highway was, on the other side of the highway. Flagstaff seems to be in two different sections, two different types of cities. One that we're standing in right now, where the train station is the historical side. And over where this, across the tracks, is where the university is. It's a college town, where the university is, and where you will see, and I didn't see to my last day there, and I was here almost a week, where you will see the chains, the chain restaurants, the chain hotels. It is not that walkable to the historic areas. The historic area is walkable. There is a bus line. You can look that up yourself. I did not ride the bus. I actually don't remember seeing a bus, but I looked that up before I shot this, and there is a bus line. It's supposed to be Uber available there. I do know that about 2 miles from the train station, there, if it's still there, there was an Enterprise car rental place. I had initially going to rent a car and drive all over the area. I saw all that traffic. I do not do traffic really well. I don't do big cities very well. Even though Flagstaff is not a big city, a lot of traffic goes through there. And I decided to cancel that reservation, and I walked. I did go to the Grand Canyon. People want to know how I got to the Grand Canyon. I took the shuttle. I think there's more than one now, but I took Groom Shuttle, Groome. And again, this was in May of 2019 when I was there. And Groom Shuttle at that time is still in existence. Went to the Grand Canyon, all points in between. We went to Williams. We went to the airport. There's the airport here. We went a couple of places picking up people, taking them to the Grand Canyon. There are people who do live there. Goes to Sedona, and it goes to Phoenix Airport. So, and it will stop in places in between, or it did. So you can give them a call, Groome, Groome, and look them up, give them a call as far as what I paid for it. Back then for, I believe it was 3 hours at the Grand Canyon, which included transportation. Takes about an hour to get there. It took us, I think, a little bit longer because we did make several stops going. Didn't make any stops coming back. I took the last trip of the day. They go several times a day. It was 3 hours, and seems like I paid about $65, which was well worth it. Now I looked on the website. I do believe it's going to be about $25 more, which I still think it's well worth it. So budget to at least go to the Grand Canyon. I had planned to go to Sedona, but as it turned out, my plans got changed. I had no place to stay for the hotel. I wound up in San Diego. It all worked out, but I missed Sedona, which is why I went. But those are a couple of things just to tell you real quick. And like I said, very... Okay, to the left of here is about, and I don't really see it. I don't know if it's still there, because I don't remember that surplus store. But to the left of the screen is about where the motel was where I stayed. So it was convenient. And you can see, if you can see in the middle of the road right here, this is the parking lot. The middle of the parking lot, you see the Route 66 sign on the parking lot. So we are on the historic Route 66. I stayed in the historical area. I do not remember that being there either when I was there. That may be new. The wheels, that may be new since 2019. And you can just see and read all about, they have some good information about Flagstaff.
For two-time.
DirecTV Sports Central brings your game stats and scores together. And now you can get it without a satellite. One more.
Sorry about that. I'll try to edit that out. We're coming back down here. I'm going to try to get this edited when I make mistakes. If I can get it done with my computer halfway, fine. If not, just bear with me. You'll get the general idea. I'm trying to stop this. Okay, right here. I crossed the tracks. If you cross the tracks and you need a laundromat, I think it's still there. This is 2019 when I was there. Cross the tracks and you go down, say the left-hand side of the road, and just a few blocks down on the left was a laundromat, and next to it was a nice cafe. There's a little quaint little cafe, kind of a Soho kind of feel to the cafe. Local kind of places. I didn't really go to any of the chains. I did eat at Jimmy John's. My last meal there was Jimmy John's. That's the only thing I had. Yeah, see right over in there, if you can see, that was Jimmy John's. There are the mountains. Now the rest of the traffic is okay, except for this one major road here. We'll turn it that way a little bit. I decided I'd walk. And people looked at me like, "You're walking?" It's 80 miles south of the Grand Canyon, 150 miles north of Phoenix. Ski rentals. This is a tourist attraction year-round. For the summer, obviously, it is cooler. A lot of people from Phoenix come up here for the summer. Now they're coming all over the place for the summer. It is cooler. Here in North Carolina one day this summer, I looked, and 10 o'clock in the morning, it was 80 degrees here in North Carolina, and in Flagstaff it was 57 degrees. They come in the winter to go skiing up on Humphreys Peak, which is the highest mountain in Arizona. I think it's around 12,000 feet. To give you a comparison, here in North Carolina, our mountains run usually between 3,000 and 4,000 feet. Beach Mountain is about 5,000 feet. They have a lot of eateries down here, a lot of local shops, a lot of eateries. It is reasonably priced. I don't know what it's like on the other side of the tracks where you have your national chains. But if you want a glimpse of what the local feel is about, stay on the historic side. Again, there's a traveler center, information center. Now, I will say that the dry heat is going to fool you into thinking that it's not as hot as it actually is. So be sure to drink plenty of water. I would say twice as much as you normally drink when you're drinking a lot of water. And I did not go out in the middle of the day. I went out first thing in the morning at sunrise, and then I went back out again in the evening towards sunset in the late afternoon. I stayed inside during the day. You can rent bicycles. Here's a little place you can come in. Local shops. I'm just going to give you an idea here. Again, we're on the historic Route 66. It runs right down. It's got this really small town feel. I believe all of these, all up and down here, are going to be local. Jimmy John's is on the only one I remember seeing that was a chain. They got small streets. I'm not going to go too far down. What else I did while I was here, I just hung out while I was here because I just really enjoyed it. Got to know some of the locals. Went into the stores. I asked a lot of questions. They all thought I was from Tennessee. They noticed my accent. They talked about my accent. I talked about what's going on here, what the place is like. That was funny. That was interesting. You can rent bikes. You can walk. You can take bus. You can Uber. I believe there is a cab. I don't remember seeing any cabs either, but online they said there is a cab company. You can take the shuttle to the Grand Canyon. You can take the shuttle to Sedona or Phoenix Airport. Take the shuttle to Williams. It'll stop in Williams if you're going to the Grand Canyon. You just want to go to Williams and check that out. Williams is the gateway to the Grand Canyon. The shuttle did stop there. It will pick you up. It's well worth the money. You don't have to worry about maneuvering the traffic. Found it to be, for the most, there's a hotel here. Monte Vista Hotel is there. Opened in January 1927. Quite a few people off the train stayed there. I'm not going to tell you where I stayed. I was the only one that stayed there, and I would necessarily recommend it. It was doable. I'll put it that way. It was doable and convenient. Was not cheaper. We'll come down here a little further. I will say that I don't think this this person who's filming this went to the library. I was impressed with the library. The library, they do have parking decks. The library allows for two things that a lot of libraries don't. Number one, as long as you have a valid ID, you can use the library. You do not have to be a resident. Some places, particularly in small towns, I've noticed you have to be a resident before you can use the library. Computers. I wanted to use a computer. I don't take a computer when I travel. I take a notebook and my camera, and that's about it. Look at the church. They have a lot of beautiful churches in Flagstaff. I like architecture. So the library will, oh, that's courthouse. Okay, not church. Oh, excuse me, that's courthouse. This is the county seat. Messed that up. Looks a lot like church though. The library will let you use their computers for 1 hour with a day with a valid ID. You have to sign in and out. And when I was there, it was interesting. They offered sandwiches and free payphones. I do believe that was to help the homeless population. They have quite a bit, from what I understand, they have quite a bit of homeless in this area. A lot of poverty in this area, but you can look and see where is it. It's not like in big cities. They did offer sandwiches and free payphones to anybody, I guess. I was impressed by that. I've never seen that before. That's a good gesture. Oh, there's a bus. Yeah, see, I see the bus. I didn't see one when I physically was there. Like I said, it might be because of the time. I was not out in the middle of the day. I was out sunrise and sunset, basically. But I did walk around. Let's see where they go. They think they do show a church. I want to see. They have several old churches with great architecture if you like that type of thing. I did notice also, one thing I did notice is that the blocks when you go, if you're on a walking tour, a self-guided walking tour, just be mindful that not always going around a block in a rectangle in Flagstaff is going to get you back to the street you started on. It doesn't necessarily go that way. You feel like you're going in a rectangle, but you end up on a different street. When you get back over in here, that was a little confusing for me. But I did go through all this. That was a little bit confusing. I don't know why it doesn't go, all the streets don't go into a rectangle. If you do know, just comment below why they don't. You would think it would. Some streets did, and I think some streets didn't. So they still have snow. This is in the spring, I think, early spring. They didn't have any snow. When I was there late May, early June of 2019, and the weather was nice but not hot. And I know this is a church here. There's an Indian Bible church, and then there's a church on the corner. I got a picture of that when I was here. So if you have any questions that I didn't answer, just post them below. This is what Flagstaff looks like. It's a very beautiful place. Can't get enough of it. I would recommend coming in warm weather if you're from a warmer climate. If you're here to ski, that's another thing, but I would recommend coming in a warmer area. Doesn't rain a whole lot here. That part's good. Well, it's not good for them because they in a drought a lot of times, but it's another courthouse. So yeah, put it in the comments below what questions you may have. I will say plan your own trip. When I plan my trips, I take several months to plan the trips to my own liking. That's the best thing to do, is to plan your trip according to your own personality, what you want to see, what you want to do, what's important to you. Mountain Line, that's the name of this bus. You can look that up and get their schedules. This looks like a new bus. I like the murals on the walls of the buildings. So they have all kinds of little shopping. There are houses and housing behind us that he's not going to show. But if you don't like this part to Flagstaff and you like something more modern, more traditional, you want to be sure you eat at Mickey D's, you want to be sure you eat, what, I don't know, like Outback or someplace like that, go on the other side of the track towards the university. That's where it's more modern. I'll put that in quotation marks. That's where you get the more modern buildings. That's where you get all of your chains. There's hotels galore. About anything you can want is on that side. It is harder to navigate if you don't have your own transportation, though. It's easier to navigate here because, as you can see, it's very walkable if you can walk. Everything is close by. So anyway, I thought I would answer the questions and do it in this type of video. The full video is a lot longer than this. The full video of Flagstaff to give you a better view of what the city looks like. Will be the link to this will be in the description box below. So if you like it, like, share, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. And as I said, put your comments below. I appreciate your comments. You have any questions I did not answer that I may have seen and visited? Look at the murals. I do love that. I love the artwork. I love small town feels. I love small towns. This is a good way of getting the flavor of the area, just by getting in the middle of it. You are not far from a lot of different areas. So just ask the questions below. Okay. Until next time, safe travels and stay safe.